would have lost a lot more weight.
So if I don't want to eat them, it's not a problem?
Like and subscribe right now, or the spider will crawl on your face when you are sleeping. My 600-Pound Life show, created in 2012, is actually all about those people who really want to change their lifestyle, as their awfully bad eating habits for years has made their living condition miserable. Everyone cheats on their diets, and sometimes most people simply don't pay attention to what they really eat and how much they eat, so that's how they ended up becoming overly obese. Well, all thanks to the intervention of Dr. Now, as he helped dozens of men and women who had changed their lives by seeking his help of performing weight loss surgery on patients who are desperate to improve their quality of life before it's too late. Well, due to their strong determination and commitment, some contestants have had a challenging but not that difficult journey to go with, but others faced many difficulties. So in today's video, we will be looking at the remarkable scenes that went over the board on My 600-Pound Life. Chitoka Light. When 49 years old, Chitoka Light appeared on the show. She was bedbound for 3 years and got featured with some other morbidly obese members of her family to start their weight loss journey together. Chitoka, for the very first time in years, finally made up her mind to fight her best to make it out of her bedroom and go outside of her house. But unfortunately, in the beginning, all of her efforts went in vain because she couldn't even manage to reach the van parked in front of her house. By the way, when her mother passed away due to some severe complications from Alzheimer's disease, Chitoka couldn't attend her funeral because of her oversized body weight. This must be tragic for her and must be heartbreaking, as, during the filming of her episode, her mother passed away, and since her mother was so close to her, both she had shared a special bond. But despite all that, she couldn't be a part of her mother's funeral and had to watch a stream of the funeral. But this traumatic incident literally motivated her so much that she didn't lose hope, didn't give up, and made incredible changes by keeping losing her weight and eventually got approved for weight loss surgery. Tracy Matthews. Tracy Matthews was 44 years old grandma when she got featured on the show and was facing one of the most tragic cases in lymphedema and cellulitis in the history of the whole show. She was weighing 605 pounds when she made her first appearance on My 600-Pound Life show in 2017 as a contestant. At that time, her health was not stable enough to undergo gastric bypass surgery. So, Dr. Now asked her to shed almost 100 pounds to get approved. Her legs were the ones who were carrying the most of her weight, 400 pounds. Her husband Anthony used to take care of her, lifting her up in order to help her do her daily activities and get out of bed. But things got worse for Tracy when Anthony refused to take her to a much-needed medical checkup and started eating the prohibited food in front of her. He shared that he once if Tracy needed to get better, then she would learn to be more self-reliant. After some time, she fortunately managed to lose weight and underwent surgery, which helped her to control her lymphedema and also helped her to sort out her relationship with her husband, which definitely had become better afterward. Cynthia Wells. Cynthia Wells, a single mom of 5 children, appeared on the show who had a ton of responsibility for taking care of her kids. But with her weight of 610 pounds, everything was becoming more difficult as Cynthia started becoming lazy to leave her bed to go outside and even became more exhausted, especially when she had to move. Well, sadly, that was quite a tragic case for her. But for many unhealthy and rigid reasons, she managed to earn herself the reputation of being one of the more bull-headed stars of the show, especially when she met Dr. Now to pursue his weight loss program. She once even called Dr. Now's program bullshit while during her tenure period and returned to Oklahoma City by the end of her episode to start her journey at her home. Well, as her weight loss had stalled, but she was in deep denial about her emotional eating habits. Luckily, she finally managed to lose weight by dropping down to 361 pounds in her next follow-up episode. Charity Pierce. Viewers saw that Charity Pierce, from her peak weight of 778, had finally shed a total of 500 pounds from May of 2017 in an episode. Where are they now? In fact, her daughter Charlie also made her mind to be determined just to get serious about her health. But after all a decision-making period, and although after that episode aired, The most sickening moment came when Charity accused my 600-pound Light producers by claiming that everything on her follow-up episode there was nothing but a total mischaracterization of events. She even wrote that the producers had tried to show that her daughter Charlie was possibly engaged in an incestuous relationship with another family member. But she did admit that all of her family members have some mental issues, such as bipolar, depression, anxiety, and panic attacks, but she claimed that incest was not one of them. Janine Mueller. In Season 6, viewers first met Janine as one of the season's most endearing stars. Well, because her knees were damaged from her excessive weight, she used to get around on an electric scooter, but she kept eating unhealthy junk food all day long. In fact, she was seen continuously arguing with Dr. Now and even lied to him about her diet when she started her program. In a week, she only lost a pound instead of losing 1 pound per day as she had been instructed by Dr. Now. However, viewers become quite shocked when Janine, despite being a part of the show, went out on her scooter to a drive-thru just to order a large chicken nugget meal as she was not able to withstand the temptation. By the end of her episode, fortunately, she dropped her weight successfully to 566 pounds. Ashley Reyes. Weighing at 688 pounds, Ashley Reyes and her husband were forced to live in her parents' house because she was unable to take care of herself or even afford her own place to live. She was very confident and hoped that weight loss surgery would save her marriage and even herself from dying. She also hoped that gastric bypass surgery would give her a chance to start her own family and would become more independent after that. Although things looked quite grim when we first introduced Ashley on the show. In fact, Ashley also admitted in her episode that she always hated whenever she saw herself in the mirror. She also said that she felt ugly and like a monster, just like so many other patients on the show who used to feel the same. She even shared such a traumatic incident with us that when she was 12 years old, she was sexually abused by her uncle, and since then, she had started gaining weight. When she was assaulted by her uncle, she turned to binge eating as food had become her major comfort, and at that time, she was just a 7th grader. In her childhood, Ashley couldn't tell anyone about whatever had happened with her because she was afraid that if she could tell anyone, then her uncle would instead turn to one of her sisters, as that's how he used to threaten her. She also explained that at that period of her life, food was the only thing that helped to fill the void of whatever she used to feel. Not just that, when she went to become a medical assistant after finishing school, she wasn't able to find a good job due to her weight. Kirsten Perez. Kirsten was already practically confined to her house. Her independence was practically non-existent and always needed help to do her daily needs just because of her overweight and obesity. She took such a toll on her mental state due to her immobility. Due to that, she became devastated about herself and always felt tired, depressed while waking up. She even described that she feels trapped and miserable whenever she wakes up. Not just that, even whenever she had to get out of her house, it sucked her to the core. Well, after weeks, setting the foot outside after is actually an intense process. It definitely requires a lot of courage to do. Before even reaching the door, she becomes so tired and out of breath. In this Verity clip, you will see when she tries to make her way over to the car, things get worse for her. Actually, that incident had become a heartbreaking realization for Kirsten, as she will learn that she can no longer fit into the front seat. So after knowing that her mother tried to squeeze her in but nothing worked, she started crying. I mean, just imagine the disappointment and embarrassment she must be feeling at that time. As through doors, barely being able to fit into her shower or into a car can be such a disappointment. Paulin Potter. Paulin Potter earned the title of World's Heaviest Woman in 2011 when she first appeared on My 600-Pound Life. She even made tabloid headlines when she appeared on the Dr. Phil show and claimed that by having marathon sex up to 7 times a day with her ex-husband, she managed to lose her weight. Paulin finally decided to seek Dr. Now's help when her health started to suffer really bad while she'd weighed 678 pounds. Well, there was a time when Paulin stayed resilient and kept telling Dr. Now that he's overreacting when he wanted her to be hospitalized to get her weight under control. But even after she had weight loss surgery, she continued to be obstinate by repeatedly butting heads with Dr. Now. When she appeared on the follow-up episode, it was discovered that she had lied about her weight, to which Dr. Now said that there was nothing he could do about it. That's all, guys, for today, with the remarkable scenes that went over the board on my 600-pound life. Thanks for watching. And if you guys found it interesting, I would much appreciate it if you comment down below about the video and leave the thumbs up. Last but not least, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for getting updates related to our latest videos.